Hello and welcome to possibly the most disorganized stream I have ever done. I beg my pardon as everything is loading. But just get everything set up here. This is absolutely bonkers. I decided to do sort of an impromptu stream, and I didn't have an awful lot of time to get set up, but I believe I am live. So hello, welcome. We are going to continue Star Trek Resurgence, and yeah, hopefully get a little bit further with it. I've not really played this game too much, as you'll know from the previous stream. I'm just going to try and bring up some more stream info. Just bear with me. I know that this is highly unprofessional. Let me know in the chat if you are here, and let me know the sound is okay and everything's hunky-dory, as they say. I can't seem to get any stream information up at the moment. So my previous stream, I thought this game was absolutely brilliant, and I played up into the away mission that they're on. Quite liked what I was seeing, and I liked the feel of it because it felt like Star Trek again. It felt like I was playing a Star Trek game rather than a rather than a new Trek game. And again, you'll have to forgive me. I have not long got back from work, so I am very tired, but we're going to try and get through this because it's such a good game. Get it together, man. Sounds good. Thank you, Jeffrey. Very good of you to let me know. So let's get into it. See if I've still got the save game. I do. Seat of Power. I think in the last stream I'd gotten a sort of a grey reaction from Spock, so let's see if I can, without putting too much emphasis on it, I can please Spock a little bit more than I did last time. There's Spock. There we go. We're back into it now. God, I am such a lousy streamer.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you have come. My name is Tyler Saltaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor
Spock
is
was
ours.
unimpressed.
This is Commander Jara Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Lydians.
It's very nice to meet you.
Likewise, I hope...
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Sidron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Okay. Ah. Enter more aliens.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
If you'll excuse me.
Let's see how Dangerman negotiates his way out of this one. I believe he'll fail.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here, but that guy was something.
That sounds
That
like
may
a
be
Vulcan
true.
response.
But let's
Oh,
keep
my
an open
camera!
mind going into the negotiations. Hopefully he's just one voice
Oh,
amongst
it's
many.
gone blurry
Yeah,
again.
let's hope he's the outlier.
The Hotari have invited us as their guests, so we must show them the proper respect.
Stupid cameraman. There we go. I'm not blurry anymore. Maybe I need a little bit more lighting. Let's try and get a little bit more light on the situation. Yeehaw! There we go. Looks like Ahsoka wardrobe on the first Alien. Does a bit, doesn't it? From what little I have seen of Ahsoka. What am I going to do here? Am I going to stand proud, tall, bow? Oh, I bow to no one. I'll show some strength. Just do what everybody else does. That seems a safe option, doesn't it? I wonder how big
The honor is mine,
the team was
Your
that made this
Majesty.
game. As far as I'm aware, it was a very small sort of team, really.
Is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's
look
get
left.
on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Elydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silent.
You invite war.
But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
Indeed.
For now.
I'm trying to keep an open mind here, but it's not easy. I thought they wanted us here.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliad?
She's not
She can speak for herself, can't she?
Yes, don't mansplain. Don't try and speak for a woman.
Now then, one should know their place. What you might be somewhere else is not what you are here. Which
Okay.
is standing before a queen. And a queen deserves respect. A bow is not too much to ask.
Oh, I didn't bow. I'll get a
Is Hotari
bollocking.
Prime, heart of the Hotari system.
I'm going to apologise. I'm going to be
My
nice.
apologies, Your Majesty. I meant no disrespect.
Just another watch nerd. What a pleasant surprise. Evening Dangerman. You know what is a pleasant surprise? Is that
Your
people come to watch
suffered
my
brutal
streams.
treatment
Thank you.
At the hands of the
Thank you.
Cardassians.
It's
Their
great to have you here.
injustice towards the Kobliad is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Elydians.
You know what?
As much as they
As
have
well,
you
I will
believe they are
say about
victims
this
here,
game,
remember it was the
graphically,
Hotari who attacked
it's
us.
very good.
Hundreds of innocent
Considering
Elydians
it's
were
not a
slaughtered.
AAA title,
Mercy
you
in
know,
those mines.
it's actually very good.
Blood is on their hands.
Twinson,
not
I really
ours.
enjoyed playing this. Nothing groundbreaking, but it was a fun plot and felt like old Trek, which we don't get anymore these
After
days.
all the
Completely
Kobliad
agree with you.
You finally had the chance.
Feels
to
like
right that wrong, to
I
get
missed
out
a
from
comment.
under their control.
Oh, your strength was good.
Would you
The
take
sequence could be scripted for camera. Yeah, it feels like an episode. It's brilliant. What did she say? I would seek peace.
There is no remedy for what the Kobliad suffered. And I fear who we might have become in pursuit of it. There is no justice
I like
if the
that there's a
oppressed
lot of hidden
become the
context
oppressor.
behind the answers that you're giving as
So
well.
I would willingly
So you never
accept
really
a
know what
peaceful
she's going to say,
resolution
but
if it
it's
were
a
offered.
general sort of ballpark
That
of
is
what
the
attitude
real
she's going to
opportunity.
take. It's like the substance behind the one little thing, which one little point.
That was not the case.
New Trek doesn't have
Was
that.
it?
No.
It explains everything
It
like
was
you're an
not.
idiot.
Peace is often elusive to those who
Or not.
need it most. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy.
Yes, we
It's
are.
widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would
God,
have us
I
believe
can't-
you're
I've
here
got-
as a neutral.
Just gonna pause it for a sec, because Jeffrey Moyes just made a good point. That's why I was wondering how big the team was. Amazing that you can do this with a small team. He might want to actually watch this to get a better result. Yeah, because it's amazing. This game probably had about 5 producers rather than 21, if you know what I mean.
Party in the interest of peace. So why
It's so good to
are
have you all here. Thank you so much for joining me.
I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
I'm going to say dilithium
It's
is not a
possible
factor.
the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium. One does not preclude or prevent the other. But that's just my personal opinion.
I'm not towing the line
the
here.
Federation has done business with the Elidians for decades.
Oh, damn
I
camera!
would agree.
It's gone
entirely
out of
possible,
focus again.
if not highly likely.
Stupid
What they haven't
camera.
said, but cannot deny. is
Neutral
the
with
simple
both
truth.
on that one.
The dilithium trade would not and will no,
No!
longer exist
Activate the camera.
without
There we
Elidian
go.
involvement.
It's a quicker way of
We
doing it.
created it for the benefit
I'll leave
of
it open
everyone,
just in case.
especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives
I love this guy's
infinitely
attitude.
better than before dilithium was
It's
discovered.
it's kind of a little
All
bit
that
like a
goes away
Goldie
if
Cot
the Federation turns a
defense, isn't
blind
it?
eye to their
We've
treachery.
been complete
That is enough
bastards,
of your
but we've
lies.
been nice in certain ways.
The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Elidians?
Oh.
Can only be one or the
Oh,
other.
which one's which? I
Not
forgot which one's which.
both.
I think the Hatari. Ah!
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Ah, there we go. That was lucky. I completely forgot which one was
Just
which.
and wise Federation make any other.
Oopsie.
The Federation has lost all credibility.
Mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred. We will take back our mines by any means
Then you
necessary.
will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours
Ah,
as
shit.
well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I think my lighting's terrible. Let me go a little brighter. It might help the camera to focus.
I suppose there is some sense to that.
Spock stepped in and saved the day. He didn't piss and whine like Burnham's brother. Sorry, Spock. Don't you give me the
hope we
eye.
meet again.
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
It's been a pleasure, Commander. Right.
Ah, it's been such a long day. It's so nice to have people here and playing an awesome game. Having fun. And a cup of tea. I won't think the captain like that. You should have kept your mouth shut. Whoop.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the
amazing.
locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war.
I'm going to
What
fraternize.
happened to those
Yeah. Speak with members of each faction. Let's have a look at this first. I'm going to appreciate the water. Water effects aren't great. Soothing. This guy, maybe? Hello? No? Okay, he's not in a talkative mood. Any other indications that I'm going to talk to someone? Sidrom.
Commander,
Speak with Sidrom.
I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari. I knew the Federation would see through the Elidians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
Neutral? Oh, let's do neutral.
To be clear, I'm not on either side of this conflict. Our only interest is peace.
I will keep that in mind.
Wow.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Elidians.
Not seized. Reclaimed.
I think that
And
meeting was
restored
a
to their rightful
Kobayashi Maru,
owners. Yes,
just to
I
lead to
was
this.
there.
Yeah.
We had to be decisive. Before the Elidians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Let's go Inquisitive.
Did you have help from someone else?
Hotari
Hi
stands
Dangerman,
alone
hope you're
against
good.
the
Hi
Elidians.
Matt77HD, it's
We
good
don't
to have you
need
here.
help from
I'm currently battling tiredness with
They
a
respect
little bit of
one
a
thing above
sugary
all
tea
else, and that is force. The
influence.
greater the force,
whatever.
the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Elidians might have in store. Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
I wouldn't
Don't
say
be cocky.
state-of-the-art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about
I just want to go
anything.
back to the
Let's
starbase
hope so.
because there's so
Because
much
at
to
the
do.
moment, it's the only thing preventing them from wiping us off the map.
Sidron,
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths.
Cedron must go. Goodbye, Cedron. I must speak with the other delegates. Let's go over here. I'm going to speak with these guys next because they might take offense if I don't speak with them.
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations...
Got to run.
rely
Good luck,
on
Dangerman.
Federation's
Watch the
neutrality.
replay. Thank you,
As does
thank
any
you, Jeffrey,
hope you
for
might have
stopping
for a
by.
supply
It's
of dilithium
great
in
to
the
have you here.
future. So,
And,
why you would choose to side with the Hotari
And have fun.
escapes me. Without Elidian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. But clearly, you weren't aware.
We are and will remain completely neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution to this conflict.
I think
As
I've got
you
to clean my
sound.
glasses.
Of course, the question is, at what
My
price?
God, this is filthy, absolutely filthy.
A Major Solid Arminta, Special Attaché, Elidian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Pleasure to meet you too.
I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising. the
Trying to read
same
comments,
day
I
as a
cannot
massive
read them. I'm that
once-in-a-lifetime
blind
ion storm.
without my glasses.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly. At least that was what we were told.
That's better. It's HD.
Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
You sound skeptical.
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of
Do you-
unarmed,
do you-
unorganized miners seize
You
control
guys
of an
agree
entire moon,
that
much
the
less thousands of
nuances
mines? But I've talked to
in
people who were
conversation
there.
is captured
They
quite
tell
well
a
in
different
these
story.
games.
They say they're lucky to have
Yeah, a
escaped with
conversation
their lives.
can go a million and
more than
one
just the
ways.
storm.
They can't million.
That
They can't
somehow
program
the
a
miners
million
were
and
able
one
to harness
outcomes.
the energy
But
from the storm.
it's really good.
I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
You said the Hotari were primitive.
Well, they are.
Except for the part about weaponizing ion storms.
I must go.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
That little smirk on her face.
Commander, if I could have a quick word with you.
Of course.
But of course, I'm here
I'm
to
encouraged
speak
to
to
see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
I'm not going to praise stock.
I just hope you're not the only one who feels that way.
I apologize for that. These are unusual times, to say the least. Much is changing. I saw you speaking with the Illidian. I'm sure they're painting themselves as the victims.
The Illidians are under the impression the Hotari are somehow the cause of the ion storm.
Which I'm sure they attribute to our lack of experience or sheer inferiority. But we are as much the victims of this horrific storm as they are.
Very deep voice.
For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
I assume they've taken...
These are snap decisions, by the way. I'm literally just
most trusted advisors.
playing the game.
And I hope to prove myself worthy of being so again. Which is why you're here.
I wonder if there's a deeper element of
My fear has been
kind of like
the
morality or ethics system of games like Infamous. You know, where you can just be a complete
minds whenever they wanted to.
dick. Or you can be like nice as pie. That'd be interesting to go through a replay and just be a complete and absolute cock.
I just don't know what they're afraid of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them. But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Was it for fear of the repercussions, once the Federation became part of the equation?
Possibly. But I almost want to say this was from the very start. Before engaging the Federation was even on the table. Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security. I'm told it could be
I'm
something
sensing a
brought back
coup,
from the mines.
an upcoming coup.
Made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
Are you sure of this?
It's been the talk of the palace since the day of the revolt.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
That's Federation technology. You should not be giving that away.
Let you know what I find.
I'd love a tricorder though, wouldn't you?
Forward to our meeting again.
Who in the chat would love a tricorder? Tricorder? Quarter. Tricorder. I will report my findings to Captain Solano when I'm ready. I'm trying to work this confounded technology to I just want to see what's going on with my live stream. So I can't see. How do I do this? Oh, I'm such an amateur. There's no option on my phone to do it. I can't log in on my laptop either. Rush stream. Right, where's Captain Solano? Let's go find Captain Solano. Remember the controls now. The flags. Will the flags do anything? Oh, yeah. Inspect the banner.
They seem proud of their culture. Pride can lead to rash action.
I'd prefer in a monologue. In a monologue. If I can get my tongue to work properly this evening. There we go. Found the sprint button again. Hello. Oh, God, don't tell me I've gone the wrong way. Oh no, I've gone the wrong way. Oh, balls. Okay. Looking at it, do you think that she not has a nice behind? Am I just being a complete and utter douche? Let's go. Let's go.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Illydians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers.
Let's go, Danger. Watch out, stranger. Dangerman. 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 Laugh out loud. Looks firm. We're discussing Rydek's backside. I'll try and keep the language to a minimum so the stream doesn't get, you know, demonetized. Because we wouldn't want that.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Yeah.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's
I just
happening
love
again.
how screen accurate everything is. It gives me tingles. It's great. Not that anybody wants to know about my tingles.
It is evident that presently the
No one
cannot
kicks
achieve
ass
warp
like
propulsion.
Danger
Since our
Man.
diagnostics rule out any problems
thank
with
you.
our warp systems or anything
I'm not
else.
sure it's true, but thank you.
The problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Not
Prevents
unheard
it
of.
Or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
We need to know more.
Could be the storm.
Storm didn't stop us from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing this interference with warp travel?
We must follow sound investigatory principles. Do not let an assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little inspired thinking, Mr.
Oh, I love the warp core. That sound.
Captain Solano
great,
is on his
isn't
way
it?
back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace
Do you know you can
probes
get
around
you
the
can
ship
you
to
can
construct
have like
clearer
a
picture of
warp
the
core
phenomenon.
loop
Around
on
the
YouTube,
ship.
so you can go to sleep thinking that you're
I'll
in
probably shut up.
engineering or on the bridge. It's great. I've never tried it before, but I might. Do we get to fly a shuttle? Oh wow. I'm getting tingles.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field.
What is this game? Is it Star Trek? I don't see anybody crying. You might see me crying, just out of sheer love for what I'm seeing. There may be a few danger tears. But no, you're right. Absolutely, I completely agree. It just
When we get there, I'll
feels
deploy the
like
first probe.
Star Trek. I get to fly the shuttle. Use R2 to fly forward, L2 to fly backward. Use right to turn, and use L to strafe. Dangerman's going to have a danger moment. He's going to fly a shuttlecraft. Pro YouTuber tip: turn on subtitles. Like I know how to do that. I'm so amateurish. I will look at that. Right, let's fly this shuttle. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Oh, we get to fly. I'm gonna just fly around the Resolute for a bit. Oh. Oh, look at this ship. I'm sorry, if I was in Starfleet, I'd say, look, can I just borrow a shuttle and fly it? Is that a little shuttlecraft up there? Is that a captain's yacht? Oh, look at that. That's a little captain's yacht, look. Oh, that's beautiful. This ship is so awesome. And inspect the nacelle. I'm gonna inspect that nacelle. Oh, wow. This is amazing, is it not? I'm really struggling how to say their name. I'm gonna call you Coma. No, HLB Coma, yeah. Let's fly. You know what? No, I'm going to just stick with engage, I think. Let's fly. I think they got the scaling way wrong. Yeah. I can agree with that.
Standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr.
It's kind of like,
we'll be in position shortly.
If you like something, you can forgive it.
In piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
Oh, but I really want to joyride.
Jovok probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
Nah, Lieutenant Commander Chovak's not so bad. You know, once you get used to him.
I'm flying a shuttle. And, I still can't believe I'm flying a shuttle. It's great fun. It looks so slow and boring, but it's kind of like just taking everything in.
Like you, with this new first officer coming.
You know what I might do actually, when I've completed this game, I might set it up downstairs with the full projector and get a proper sort of projected experience out of a big 100-inch screen. That would be fantastic in my tiny living room. I mean, like, wow, look over there, look over there. It'd be amazing. Shall we go through the hole in the asteroid? Let's do that. It's taking a while to get there. Oh, there we go. That was bad. That was bad timing. Oh, good timing. Can we fly where the 3 tits alien from Mars are? Let's go visit their planet for Total Recall. It just reminds me, you know, of that meme. I don't know whether you've seen it with you know, the William Shatner meme. And there's a picture of the 3-breasted woman from Total Recall, and there's this picture of Shatner going like that, and someone's put a third hand in. It just, oh, I get reminded of such ridiculous bollocks at times, but that's so funny. Oh, I love that one.
Probe is deployed.
Understood. We are ready. We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem? Don't get me wrong. Things are definitely trending up with Commander Rydek. She's put my ideas into action. And she listened to me when your life was on the line out on the hull.
That sounds like a good thing.
It is. But I'm still trying to figure out if she's right for the job. She didn't go through what the rest of us did. Still got chosen to be #1. Can't tell if she was actually siding with me, or if we just fell on the same side.
Yeah, but
isn't that the wrong way to think about it? Oh, she's siding with me. Pick sides. No, she's being a first officer. She liked your idea, and she thought it was a good idea. That's a bit presumptuous, isn't it?
She's lucky she didn't go through what we did. You can't hold it against her.
Some of the audio is not great.
Even if I shouldn't.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Whoa, someone broke a mirror.
Whoa. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there. With 2 points of data.
Oh, I get to deploy a probe. Please tell me I get to deploy a probe.
Setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there.
Oh, he's back to flying the shuttle like a true Dangerman.
I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Rydek showed up, the captain told me he was
this
ready.
is so much
Told me he
love.
didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer.
It's just so much love in this game.
What a load of crap. I mean, if he'd said that about Cholak, sure.
I appreciate the advice, Commander. I'll make sure I keep my options open.
I don't need to tell you how to operate. You're already well on your way.
Oh, yeah.
You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work, and who knows?
Wish someone told me I was a
Departments like
capable
you could be
engineer.
Commander-in-Chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too.
Admiral Jellicoe! Are you telling me that in this game, Jellicoe got promoted to Admiral? Oh, that fills me with joy. If it's the same Admiral Jellicoe, that's brilliant. Jellicoe was such an awesome captain. He was brilliant. Yeah, it's the fact that he came in like a storm on the Enterprise and everyone was like, yeah, he's making us do work. And he does things a different way than Captain Picard. You know, he was just no bullshit, let's get this done, you know, kind of captain. I'd have happily watched the series with Jellicoe in it as the captain. Wouldn't he have made a superb captain? Jellicoe!
Decks always have to fix all the problems Command causes. Maybe I just save everybody some steps.
Well, don't forget about us little people when you're running things.
Of course not. You gotta remember where you came from.
Ah, I have greened him. This is probably not what it means. I don't know. I'm flying a shuttle. Like I'm drunk, but I'm still flying a shuttle. And I'm not drunk. Technically, I don't really drink.
Here, this is close enough. Stop the engines.
Stop the engines.
Deploying the probe.
They could have easily made him an unlikable asshole, but in the end, it was just different. Exactly. And at first, you kind of like. At first, you're like, oh, he's grating. I don't like him too much. I prefer Captain Picard. But then you stop and think, and you think, actually, what did he do with the Enterprise? This ship is not running the way I want it to run. I want it to run this way. And I want everyone to start working their asses off. And what I particularly like about Jellicoe is the fact that he said to Councillor Troy that what you're wearing is not Starfleet uniform. It's not appropriate. You're a bridge officer. You sit on the bridge. I want you in proper uniform. And I never liked Councillor Troy's uniforms until she got into the Starfleet uniform, and then she was just, you know, he was just no bullshit, and that's what I liked about him. Just as on the Watch Nerd, I need to get this game. Mate, I would absolutely, highly recommend this game.
1.
There it is again.
I saw it.
Someone broke the mirror again.
Seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Today he would be burned for
The
mansplaining.
readings in relation to our local space.
He should be so lucky
Got the
just to be
Resolute,
burned.
Otari
My God.
Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
Oh, I get to triangulate the sensors manually. Right, what do we want him to do here? We want him to find something. USS Resolute. Oh, let's go up to the yellow one. See. How do we do that? Oh, there we go.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more.
Let me just get the pop-out chat working. Because watching myself on stream is very, very distracting. Pop-out chat. Hello, pop-out chat. Where are you? There you go. Tally-ho. Right. Scan. Being systematic and making stupid noises is great. Triangulation would mean that it's around here. Oh, where are you? I'm not seeing it here, Lloyd. Little Dumb and Dumber reference there. Slippy, slappy, swimmy, swammy, slippy, Swinson? There we go. There's one. Dude, it's on the briefcase. Oh, Samsonite! I was way off. Oh, dude. Dude, where's my old cars? Am I being just really blonde today? I found another one, and it's there, and I'm scanning. I'm doing like 3 squares at a time. Triangulate it usually means triangle, because you have 3 points. But there's nothing I can press. I brought it up. It's not doing anything. Samsonite, I was waiting. He must work out. Dude, you sold my dead bird to a blind kid? Lloyd, Petey didn't even have a head. So I took care of it.
Hold up.
Oh, great film.
Beam that
Never watched the sequel. I thought it was unnecessary.
I don't know how they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
Why would they be doing this? We came here to help these people, and now we're getting hit by some warp-killing weapon?
Now, look here.
The harsh warp-killing weapon.
The ion storm.
These concentrations, they line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger.
Of course it is, because that makes it an interesting story instead of bullshit new track.
Presently, we don't have.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to pause again because I read something. Jonathan Frakes came out and said, "You're gonna love Discovery season 5 because it's so action-packed. It's full of action. You're gonna love it. It's amazing. It's going back to the core roots of Discovery." Which is no good, because the core roots of Discovery is not the core roots of Star Trek. Oh my god. Discovery is just going to be a nightmare, I can tell now. And everyone's, all these new Trek loving fanboys are just going to go, I want more of it, please. More action, because that's what Star Trek is, don't you know?
Explanation for how they're doing this.
I should put this as a stream of a game with the occasional mini rant.
One thing is clear. This is no
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook.
No
I want
fluke.
a full briefing when I'm back on board.
Star Trek. Amazing action.
Targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
And here I thought the Elydians would be the problem.
Camera is I'm a little bit low. Let me adjust. There we go. I'm now center of my screen.
To be so complicated.
For all their posturing, every indication is that the Elydians are afraid of the Hotari. They didn't bring their warship as a threat. They brought it because they're scared.
Oh, now my camera's going out of focus again. Thanks a bunch, camera.
But what are they afraid of?
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it.
Unfortunately, it seems that
I gave her my
Frakes
tricorder.
sat in the shark
I
and then
expect
tried to
she'll
jump
contact
it.
us soon.
Or sat on the shark.
found
In the
an
shark. That's a little bit Ace Ventura, isn't it? With the rhino.
Behind her people's backs? It's a fair question. Consider.
Out of all of them, she's the one who seemed to genuinely appreciate that the Federation was involved. She believes in us. And I think we can believe in her.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
Unless they changed their minds between when they asked and when we got here.
Given their indifference to the negotiations, and what we now know about this warp-disrupting weapon, it's almost as if they want to start a war. And Sidron was convinced the only thing the Illyrians respect is force.
I would say he's right about that. But at least they know when to hold back.
But that does not explain why they would turn their aggressions against us.
I don't think the Illyrians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Arminta said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hotari miners somehow harness the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm?
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and
I wouldn't say that's beyond the Federation's capabilities.
Far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Illyrians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
I'm just going
Commander
to mute
Rydek,
that
sorry to interrupt.
microphone.
We've received an urgent call from Atari. The Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
Put her through.
Hold on. Just another watch nerd. Frakes' earnings these days seem to come from directing Trek and going to conventions. You can't blame him for towing the party line. His daughter is in uni at the moment. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, toe the party line if you want, but there's always a cost. There'll be a cost to your reputation, a cost to your career if you don't get it right. Imagine Discovery, you know, the last season of Discovery is the wet fart we all expect it to be. You really want to be attached to that. Yeah, okay, you need money, but you have to sell your morals. You have to sell your reputation. I don't think that's a good idea. Hey, it's his call, but I certainly don't believe for a second the Discovery season 5 is going to be any good. I may be wrong, and I believe his primary residence is still in California. Yeah.
Galvin and Sidron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
I found something. I'm sending you a scan.
Got it. Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I suppose it wouldn't.
I suppose.
I have to go.
Tylus.
Can't wait. Oh dear. I can't wait to watch you suffer through Discovery Season 5 so we don't have to. Thank you, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Yeah, I really struggled to get through Strange New World Season 2. I think it's more because I was that invested. I wanted to like it, but I didn't. I really didn't like it. I think with Discovery it's going to be a bit different.
Can we reconnect?
Because it's just going to be shocking. And it's Michael Burnham, so we'll get to laugh at Michael Burnham. But you are welcome, by the way. It's why I do this channel. To meet great people.
We have to help her. Send another shuttle.
We're not
or maybe...
doing anything yet.
Oh, I made the wrong call there.
Let's see the scan of whatever.
Oh, I still got a green. He still agreed with me.
Tyler suspects this came from the mines on Tau.
I'm thinking some sort of ancient technology.
Ancient origin, but markings are
thank
unfamiliar.
Markings.
We can run a full analysis when we get back to the Resolute. But if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Illydians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not allow that. We were, after all,
after we've stopped playing the game and the stream continues, I will be around to answer questions and have a little chat with everybody. So please,
which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action. Otherwise, it could put us in a difficult position.
If this warp disruption attack isn't enough justification, I don't know what is. We have every right to defend ourselves.
In due time.
I don't want to escalate this without a better idea of what we're getting into.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
Oh, Spock to the rescue! While I have you here, this is Twinsen, have you watched Foundation? If not, I highly recommend it. The first season is a little rough because it was filmed at the height of COVID, but season 2 was so good. Foundation. That sounds familiar. I haven't seen it, but I probably will now.
I can get on this warp problem.
With recommendations from subscribers, I do try to watch
data
things.
all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our plans. So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the Melville when it sets down.
Will do.
Yeah.
I'll join you and Chovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
Oh, the console just disappears.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us. How does it work? What do we even do about it?
That's a bit rough. Be
Pull
careful.
these chips and find out.
Took some damage on the way.
We're going to do more investigating.
That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
Ooh, pull together.
3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah.
It won't budge.
Oh.
Gotta be the storm damage. We need to...
Hello,
Welcome back.
girlfriend.
Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
It's on Apple Plus, so good. It's Isaac Asimov's legacy from the 1960s. It's literally the foundation of a lot of sci-fi inspiration. Primarily Dune took everything from it. Laugh out loud. Well, definitely gonna be worth a watch then, isn't it? Oh, I need that one. That one there. That one there. Go, 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 go. There we go. I'm not gonna show off. Yeah, be nice to her, but I'm not
I'll
going to show
apply
off.
pressure while you decouple the panel.
I'm not a show off, to be fair. What are we going? Over here. Boom! Get it on. Oh, left.
Yeah. Here, I'll help.
Oh! Oh! There it goes.
We've got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem.
Thanks, darling.
You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems. Like a walking Starfleet technical manual.
Be modest.
I wouldn't say everything, but I know my stuff.
I can see that.
Oh.
Come on, start.
Oh, come on, that got me a grey. Got a headache. Well, not a headache. Isolinea. Oh, LT. Right. Bear with me. I just need to plug in my... the lead won't reach. There we go. I just need to plug in my laptop because the laptop is shutting off every 5 minutes and I don't want that to happen. Oh, there we go. What am I doing? Removing Isolinea chips. Nice. All the yellow ones. And the red. That's... Oh, I dropped it. I dropped it, but I'm about to find... Oh, I dropped it on purpose.
Some kind of crystal formation?
Oh, I get to scan it. Okay. Oh, God, that's really sensitive. There you go. A little bit at a time. A little bit. I love that you get to scan things. Great.
This substance is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic level. What's it doing in there?
How did it get there? Investigate. Pick it up with your hand, you idiot.
Wait. Regulation 364, subsection 9.
Accidentally on purpose.
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination. Retrieve a containment module.
Don't you think we're more equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else,
Steady
this
on.
is a security issue.
Steady on.
You don't even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained...
I'm gonna side with my girlfriend.
Leave it there for now. Messing around with it could be dangerous. At least until we know more.
That's exactly why we need to get it to the containment lab. I can't make an exception just for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are.
Okay.
But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call, get Starfleet to send more ships. Or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some combat-tested vessels. We shouldn't do this alone.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. If you think you could do it without getting in trouble.
I'll find a way.
Don't get yourself in trouble now.
Okay, stand back.
Stand by for action!
Get this to the containment lab. We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core.
You don't want that. You can't have that. Oh, hello. Hello.
Almost forgot.
You're on duty.
Have that.
Dirty, dirty girl.
For a second, I thought she'd gone cold on you. Like she might have changed her mind. But I guess this whole situation has her spooked.
Well, don't you go blurry again, you stupid camera.
Maybe she knows more than us. Or it's because this is all happening so fast. But she usually doesn't scare easy.
Well, of course she's taking it seriously, but that's her job. If she's on duty, she's got to be on the lookout for danger.
Yeah, but talking about sending a distress call...
Danger!
That's going too far. Although, you didn't seem to think so. She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
Now, we'll get through it. You, me, and Miranda too.
Sounds like potentially they won't.
Commander Rydek was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiations and made contact with a representative from the Hotari delegation named Tylus. She mentioned an unusual artifact of unknown origin being held under tight security within the Hotari palace.
I am still talking.
She believes came from the mines on Tau.
Really
this
into
artifact
this.
might have a connection to the revolt, to the storm, and to the warp disruption we now know has been targeted at the Resolute. Commander Rydek, if you want to take it from here.
Of course.
I do.
Tylus
Still
managed
not
to
a fan of
infiltrate
those
the heavily
holographic
guarded location
3D
within the
things.
palace and sent us these scans using my tricorder. It appears to be some sort of control panel, possibly connected to the warp disruption weapon originating on Tau. Of
I
particular
did see a
interest
comment
is
there.
this
It
symbol,
disappeared though
which
before
we
I could
couldn't
read it.
identify the origin of.
The
think it was
Federation
sci-fi
database
shipyards.
has records from a vast number of civilizations. If anyone from Starfleet has come across this before, the system should recognize it.
Cross-referencing with Federation records.
Displaying symbols from Federation database with a 90% probability of match or higher. Select a symbol to further analyze.
Yeah, I've been streaming now for an hour. That's crazy. Compare. Doesn't like matches. Oh, that looks. Oh no, that's not close. That's not close at all. Why are you popping up? Go away. Go away. Sci-fi ships are. Every time I see a clip of this game, it's literally just people chin-wagging. Does anything actually happen? Again, I don't think it's that kind of game. It's close, but not that. I don't think that's close. No. No, doesn't look like that one. That looks like we have a winner with that one, I would say. I think that looks close.
.2% match.
Got it.
Seems boring AF to me. Well, it's a Tacon Empire.
So, what do we look?
It's a narrative-driven game, isn't it? So it's not going to be like what do you call it? As encounters or anything like that. It's not a ship-to-ship battle or anything. It's a narrative-based game, and so far it's so faithful to the way Star Trek is. So I'm enjoying
The design and composition indicate this is a glyph associated with the ancient Tacon Empire. Their civilization collapsed over 600,000 years ago, but once spanned millions of systems with a population numbering in the trillions.
Fascinating. The Tacon were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
Is it possible the Hotari found Tacon technology?
I wonder if they even know what they have.
Our knowledge of the Tacon is limited. I have only encountered passing references to them.
Actually,
do you have any feelings on the WGA strike being resolved, Dangerman? In my opinion, it may backfire. Studios will order less episodes of series if they will be more expensive. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be again a million and one outcomes to these strikes, as there always is with strikes, especially strikes in terms of Hollywood. But I think it's an opportunity for a lot of smaller creators, smaller studios, to really fill a void here, because a lot of people are getting tired of what's coming out from the mainstream. It's a good opportunity for the independent filmmakers to really make their mark. But I think that it seems to me to be a temporary fix to a much bigger problem. And the strikes are not just pay related. The strikes are related to the use of AI scripts, AI face, or deep fakes and stuff like that. It's a multifaceted and multi-layered problem, but I don't think the resolution will last too long. I think it will have a lot of effect on the things that we are trying to enjoy. Personally, I think they should have gone on strike to get rid of the infusion of all these different politics. Twinsen, it's a slow burn for sure. It's like playing a full-length 3 days episode. It's not for everybody. I loved it. I still need to play The Expanse Telltale that finally finished all 5 episodes. Yeah, I was looking at that as well. I need to finish The Expanse as well. They literally pinched Omni-Man as the captain.
I've heard of the Takan.
You have?
Quite impressive, Commander.
Computer, summarize the Enterprise D's discovery of a Takan outpost.
Oh, reference time. There it is.
The USS Enterprise D, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discovered a Takan outpost in the Delphi Ardu system. According to the mission summary, an unbreakable energy-draining field was deployed against the Enterprise and a Ferengi ship. The Enterprise was only able to escape after negotiating their release with an entity known as Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire.
Unbreakable energy draining field. It starts to make sense.
Nice!
There's a lot here. Let's take it piece by piece.
See, references can work if you're enjoying the experience, and the experience is worth it. What are we doing? Let's go over here.
What sort of planet is Delphi Ardu 4?
Delphi Ardu 4 is an M-class planet, a barren rocky world with little to no vegetation and frequent ion storms. The giant crystals that grow there absorb energy, but it is not understood how they do so. The entire Delphi Ardu system, consisting of 11 planets, was considered completely uninhabited until the encounter with Portal 6-3.
Frequent ion storms. That can't just be a coincidence.
Shall we have a look at the Starfleet restrictions? Enterprise D. Let's do Enterprise D.
The technology to capture and hold the Federation flagship would have to be unbelievably powerful. Computer, what else can you tell us about the energy draining field
Dangerman gets it.
The Enterprise D was unable to break free on its own. The precise nature of the technology was never fully understood. Only that the crystalline technology used was beyond the comprehension of then-current Starfleet science.
The engineering team found a quantized spin crystal formation in the shuttle you took to Hotari. They registered tetrametric radiation coming from it.
We have to contact...
It's nice to see you actually enjoying Star Trek again. It seems like ages since that last happened. Mate, you're witnessing it firsthand. I am loving this. I'm loving the fact that they are... How can I put this? They are taking Star Trek. They're saying, right, okay, here's Star Trek. This is Star Trek. Let's make a story using this. And we're going to make a story, a relatively interesting story, although, lack of action aside. They're making a story out of bits of Star Trek, and using the world, and they're putting themselves in the world, and they're using it to build a narrative. And not once in this game, not one goddamn fucking time in this game since I started playing it, have I felt that there was any of the hubris that New Trek writers put into this stuff. This has felt like someone has said, I'm going to follow the rules of the universe, the Star Trek universe, and create a story based on all of the reference material that I have. They're not turning around and telling you, well, Spock was something different than you expected, wasn't he? And, Spock's got a sister, and they're not retconning anything. They're simply making a game, and they've put love, care and attention into it, and that's what I love about this game. It's not injected with anything. You know, the crew is diverse, and there's people of all races, ethnic backgrounds, you know, genders, and it's so inclusive, yet it doesn't shove it in your face. It doesn't smack you in the face with it. It's just apparent because it's there, and it's the way things should be. It's not infused with anything. It's just the way it should be. You know? And just because the captain's white, it doesn't mean he's evil. He's not. He's an understandable captain. And the choices that you're making and the reactions of people are very human reactions. And not once has anybody bloody cried. Apart from me, tears of happiness. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I am enjoying this game because it just feels like you're meeting up with an old friend. Someone you haven't seen in years. Oh, I love it. I do. I just love it. It's so good. And it's the way it should be. As I go blurry. I'm sorry. I do go on these rants. I am sorry. But I just... I feel the love. And I don't feel that with New Trek at all. I don't. Even Picard Season 3. But you know what? I am going to use this opportunity, just this quick break, if you don't mind. I'm just going to go to the toilet. And no, I'm not going to drop a captain's log. I'll be right back. I have returned, suitably refreshed and drained. It feels like Star Trek. Exactly. It does. It does. It's good to see him happy. Normally he's raging. There's a little confession coming from Dangerman. When I'm raging, I'm sort of maniacally laughing inside at how terrible his something is. I do have a bit of fun raging about Star Trek. It does make me angry. Genuinely, I am genuinely angry. But I think it's gotten past the point of wearing myself out with anger. It's more... how do I put this? It's more a fun kind of rage. You know, a bit of a relief. Right, continue.
On board right now.
We might. I'll run a full analysis in the container.
But yes, I like being happy. I'm not a angry person. I like being happy.
Someone from the Takan Empire is actually still around.
Or at least was, 16 years ago.
Computer, what other information do you have on Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire?
The entity known as Portal 6-3 is of an unknown nature.
Maybe.
A biped humanoid, he was unaware that the Takan Empire no longer existed at the time of the encounter. He was able to control the crystal-based technology of the Takan outpost through apparent telepathic means.
Joseph Dredd, greetings! Greetings to you, my friend! Welcome to the stream. We're playing some decent Star Trek. And having a few geekgasms.
As I have said, they were the most advanced civilization
this game is so good. The galaxy. The Ferengi ship. Let's have a look at the Ferengi ship. Ooh!
There appears to be some sort of restriction order from Starfleet. Computer, explain this restriction.
A Starfleet directive similar to General Order 7 forbids entering the Delphi Ardu system or attempting to make contact with Portal 6-3.
Starfleet doesn't throw up a no trespassing sign for just anybody.
I suppose it makes sense considering what happened to the Enterprise D.
The Elydians should have crushed the revolt.
Absolutely.
But if the Hotari have Takan technology and can control it, I see why they're willing to negotiate peace. For all we know, this could be just the beginning. And we're up against something greater than we can imagine.
For now, it's probably best we don't let on how much we know.
Play our cards close to the vest. Smart. I agree.
Smart. Yes, I am smart.
Right, we can
I'm not thick.
Diplomatically, of course.
Some people would disagree, though.
Right.
We've been able to triangulate the source of the ionic interference and warp disruption to a specific mine on Tau. Engineering used the latest data from your shuttle to pinpoint its origin. There.
So we know where to look.
Right there. Look
we
over
need to know
there.
what's down there. What the Hotari are hiding, to better understand what we're up against.
I thought the only Star Trek off-limits place was Talos.
Captain, embarking on a mission to the Hotari moon would not be
Are there any
viewed
other
favorably by either
off-limits
side.
places?
However,
Genesis! No, that was destroyed. That was off-limits. It's not anymore. It's not there.
I just want to make sure this doesn't blow up in our faces.
Genesis is no! It's planet forbidden! Actually, there is one more. If you remember in Voyager, what now? Hold on. Let me see if I can engage the memory centers of my brain to remember what it was a sector of space that was obliterated by the Omega particle. I can't remember. I can picture Janeway saying it. I don't remember the name of the system or the sector. But it was you couldn't go there because of what happened. I think that's restricted as well. What else is restricted? There's the planet from the episode called Clues with the xenophobic species that take over Councillor Troy and make data and Picard orders data to lie. That one. How can you be deaf with ears like that? Love that. How can you be deaf with ears like that? Brilliant. Classic McCoy.
Secrecy. And obviously, it's not without risk.
I'll be cocky
I'm
for a
ready
bit.
for action, Captain. Just say the word and I'll be there.
I'll admit, I wish I could go myself. I'm hoping
It's
Tyler's
against
gonna
protocol, don't you know?
The priority is to avoid detection. It's a calculated risk. The last thing we need is to get caught and then blamed for violating our
Womble
neutrality,
world, yes.
aggravating an already tense situation.
The Womble. I thought you put the Womble word. I'm sorry. I'm tired. The Womble. Wombling. The Lantaro sector. Yes. Thank you, shipyards. That is right. Yeah, the Lantaro sector. You can maintain a stable warp field because of the Omega particles. The wormhole world. Yes, not the Womble world. This guy seeking out strange new worlds, seeking out new life and new civilizations to find Wombles. I'm such a dick.
Which is why I've chosen you.
It's a risk we have to take. We need to know what we're up against.
Agreed. And of course you'll have the full support of the Resolute throughout.
We must take every precaution.
Get in touch with
Hey, I got
necessary
2 greens that time.
arrangements as discreetly as possible.
Bridge to Captain Solana.
That's right, the Lantara said. I'm here, just had to put my son... Phil! How are you? I'm here, just had to put my son to bed. Oh, bless you. My son's got home about 50 minutes ago, I think.
May I suggest you and I return
Lantara sector was destroyed by the Omega particle.
Will provide Commander Rydek as much time
I'm trying
as
to
possible.
forget Voyager with episodes like Threshold and T-Fix. Right. I was thinking of doing a video, okay? It might take a few weeks because I've got no time. I was thinking of doing a video because I watched the... and I don't know why I did it. I just did it because I don't know why I did it. Because I hate myself, maybe. I watched the Lower Decks episode, which had the Voyager thing, you know, and it was so awful. It was so terrible. And they covered the Tuvix episode and put their own stupid, ridiculous new Trek spin on it. Yeah, I liked the episode of Tuvix. What I didn't enjoy and what I didn't like is what Janeway did. It was so anti-Starfleet. He's straight up murder. I didn't enjoy that at all. Threshold felt to me like a real switch your brain off unintelligent episode, which had a bit of a cool factor because it had warp 10, but it really created a continuity problem because obviously in all good things they go to warp 13, and it's like, okay, it's like you've got this barrier, you've got this jump, okay, so no one can break the warp 10 barrier. So it goes warp 9.975, you know, and you but if you go much faster than warp 9.975, you know, you go 0.25 of warp faster, you occupy every point of space in the universe simultaneously. How? That's a hell of a jump in speed. It created such a problem, and then obviously Paris deteriorating, I thought was a really good part of the episode, and I thought it would have been really brave, and this is where Voyager failed. I thought it would be really brave to kill Tom Paris in that moment and just say, he's dead. He went to warp 10, he's dead. But instead he captures Janeway, and they both turn into fish people. And then have fish babies, which they leave on the planet. Yeah, those 2 episodes were pretty bad. They were. We may have a discussion after this, after they played the game, about Voyager. Where are we? Where are we in the chat? I'm good, buddy. How are you? I'm very good. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. It's been a long day at work. Captain Uncle Bulgaria. He can remember the days. Twinson, I'm sorry, but I still love Lower Decks. Laugh out loud. It's the best new Trek we've got. Yeah, and a lot of people like Lower Decks. It's Rick and Morty in space. It's Rick and Morty Star Trek. But the issue I have with it is that that's what it is. It's Rick and Morty Star Trek. And I think it's a wasted opportunity. They could have gone for a proper animated series, much in the style of this game. And it's instead of... people think it complements Star Trek. I don't think it does. I think it insults it and it pokes fun at it, which it shouldn't really be doing. Other shows should. I think Dave Cullen made this point, and I agree with it, that it's Star Trek, modern Star Trek is so... I think, disrespectful to Star Trek. People may disagree with me, but that's my opinion on it. So, Voyager should have been Year of Hell for 7 seasons. Oh my god! I completely agree. That is my entire that is my entire opinion structure around Voyager. It should have been 7 seasons of Year of Hell. And I made this point in another video. God knows which one I did, but I remember making this point about the Equinox and the state of the ship, the Equinox vessel. That's what Voyager should have looked like. You're in a different quadrant. You can't refuel, restock your weapons. Suddenly I've just stopped playing this game and I'm ranting, but you can't restock your weapons. You can't, you're running out of energy. You can't restock your deuterium. You have to go to places and negotiate and trade and barter. That ship should not have looked so bloody clean at the end of it. It should have been absolutely battered. It should have looked pretty much like Serenity. Should it not have looked like Serenity? You know, to be fair, I could just talk to you guys all day, all night. I wouldn't need to play this. But yeah, it should have looked like Serenity from Firefly. Battered, old, you know, scrounging for parts, having to break the rules to get home, you know, and all. It was far too safe and clean. True, Year of Hell was an amazing two-parter, and it was one of my favourite episodes, favourite two-parters. It was definitely way up there. My problem with Threshold is that that humans devolved. Yeah, I do agree with that one. That it always bothered me that the natural course of human evolution wasn't to say in like the Orville. Eventually, we just evolve and go through a transfiguration, kind of like the episode Transfigurations. It is that we devolved into salamanders and became allergic to water. I found that a huge problem. I completely agree. Janeway and Paris had salamander babies, and Janeway left her babies on the planet. Yeah, again, I don't understand. There's no logic there. It was a very poor episode. I wish they listened to Doug Drexler and allowed Voyager to accumulate damage as the season progressed. It worked so well in the new Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, it also worked well in Enterprise Season 3. The damage stayed with the ship for the majority of, well, for the rest of the Season 3. And I thought that was really good. You know, damage did stick around. The Year of Hell were good Voyager episodes. Completely agree. The self-parody is the last phase of life of any franchise. Yeah, I do agree with that. It is. It's kind of looking back on the franchise. It's like someone's come into the franchise and just say, yeah, you know, this wasn't perfect. And that's what I hate about New Trek. It comes in on the conversation. You go, you know, it wasn't perfect, right? You know, get off your high pedestals. It's not that good, and we'll destroy it and show you why. In Deadlock, Voyager was almost completely destroyed. Yes, and again, I've made this point in a previous stream. Deadlock. So you've got, you know what? I'm just going to talk. I'll do more streams on this game. Let's just talk for a bit. Deadlock. I might change the title to Conversations with Subscribers, to be fair. Deadlock. Shall I make myself a little bit bigger? We'll come back to the game, hopefully, at some point. Let me make myself a little bit bigger here. Deadlock. Okay. They enter a nebula. It's and Voyager gets doubled. Okay, so they're occupying the same time but not the same space, and they're slightly out of phase with one another. One Voyager emits proton particles or something like that, proton bursts, and the other Voyager is getting absolutely battered. The bridge is destroyed. The corridors are a mess. Harry Kim dies, and all of these consequences happen. And the decent Voyager, Harry Kim, goes to the knackered Voyager with Wildman's baby, who the other Wildman's baby died as well. And the decent Voyager gets destroys the self-destruct. The self-destruct goes off, and that gets obliterated. All those that inaccurate synopsis of the episode aside, the point is Voyager gets absolutely obliterated. Yes, and the next episode, it's all perfectly clean. It's all nice and clean. Why? Why is it all so nice and clean? Doesn't need to be. Why not leave the damage for a few episodes? It's like, oh no, I'll get the mop and mop it all up and brush it all away. And suddenly Voyager, and it's like they're walking through it at the end of the episode. Harry and Janeway are having a conversation, walking through pretty pristinely clean sections of Voyager with the repair crews, doing a bit of lasering and stuff like that. I found that really ridiculous. Why not keep the damage just for a couple of episodes? Say we're still recovering from that episode Deadlock, where the ship was nearly destroyed. Instead, it's just like clean up on aisle 3, which I found really ridiculous. Shipyards. That's why the death of the Enterprise was so heartbreaking in Star Trek 3. It's because all the fights and damage she sustained. Same with Galactica in the new Battlestars Galactica. Exactly. You saw the damage. It was a tired ship, and it was heartbreaking to see it being destroyed. Let's carry on.
Agreed.
I'll go for a bit of a. I'll go for another.
We all know what we need.
Another 10 minutes or so. Let's find a logical stopping point, and then I'll have a conversation with you guys. So Rydek's going on a mission. She's looking stern. I think this may be the logical stopping point I was finding. Oh, we see more of engineering. Look at that. Look how beautiful it is.
Where is the crystal formation that you found in the shuttle? I have tasked Ensign Calloway with performing a full analysis of the tetrametric pulses.
I like that. Tetrametric.
I was just there. They don't know anything about it. Security never checked it in.
Oh dear.
They never got there?
Oh no.
She's the one that had the crystal formation?
Yeah. Her and the rest of the security detail from the negotiations.
Me girlfriend!
Diaz, Tamaris. Carter Diaz to Miranda Maris.
Commander Westbrook to Petty Officer Miranda Maris. Respond.
Something's not right.
She's still on the ship. She has to be.
Computer, locate Petty Officer Miranda Maris.
Petty Officer Miranda Maris is in the isolinear storage array on Deck 5.
I'll go find her.
Good.
I am sure Mr. Diaz can attend to this on his own.
Can stop at the end of this episode. I think, yeah. Maris, whatever her name is, she's gone missing. The dudette, my girlfriend, she's she's gone missing. Petty Officer Maris has gone missing. So yeah, logical stopping point. Do you think? Maybe. 1 hour 33 minutes of gameplay. I'm not playing this in the background, by the way, when I'm off stream. I'm saving each section for the stream. So let's have a chat, everybody. I'll leave that as a background, and I'll make myself rather big. Okay, I'm all yours, guys. You want to have a chat? Let's have a chat. Shipyards. That is a really good point. That is a really good point. When the ship suffers, we see a bit of it in ourselves. The vessel becomes human somehow. But yeah, doesn't Janeway make that speech about the Voyager's been a part of their lives? It's like a character. And I said this before, each ship is a character in the show. And New Trek misses that point completely, because you can't imagine the layouts of these ships. Whereas with the Enterprise D, people have faithfully recreated the Enterprise D internally and mapped it all out, and it looks phenomenal. And you don't get that with New Trek. You can't imagine what the Discovery looks like. And to be fair, the writers and creators of the show don't even know what Discovery is like, because we all remember the falling down the turbo shaft scene, where all these bloody lifts are being magnetically controlled and sent places. It's like this big open chasm in the ship. Do you remember that? There's a massive open chasm within the ship, and they were falling down down the shaft. It went on forever. It's like, where is this? It's like the TARDIS within the ship. And yeah, when Discovery is damaged, we kind of rejoice, don't we? And with when it's like when the Enterprise D gets damaged in damage, you feel for it. You feel for the ship. You feel for the crew in the ship, because they've got so much damage, and they're having to deal with it, and it's impactful. When the Defiant got damaged in DS9 in the atmosphere of that gas giant, I forget what the episode was called now. My age is showing a little bit on that one. You felt for the crew, you felt for the ship, because you were wondering, well, how is the ship damaged? It's clearly got hull breaches and stuff like that. Who could forget that? So much stupidity. Yeah, the elevator shaft, it was ridiculous. But I always remember cause and effect, when the Enterprise got destroyed over and over and over again. That was just traumatic for a young fan of Star Trek. I wasn't so young when that aired. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of looking forward to the last Discovery season. Watch it all burn down one last time. Starship Down is the episode. Thanks, Al. Yeah, you're right, absolutely right. And yeah, watching Discovery season 5 is going to be interesting. An interesting dumpster fire, because that's what Discovery is to me. What I'm struggling to understand is what people like about Discovery. And it's kind of like people are they just mindlessly accept New Trek because it's got the name Star Trek. And it's like they're disconnected with the franchise in general, because the franchise has gone through many different styles, but it's kept the basic underpinning core of storytelling. The Next Generation was the original series, but a bit different. Deep Space Nine, they changed to a non-moving space station. It moved, but semantics. They changed the format, and then they changed the format again, and then they changed the format again. But all the way through Star Trek is this basic underlying concept of narrative, of storytelling, and there's a lot of different stories that you can tell within Star Trek. But you notice New Trek doesn't really have very deep stories to tell. It tends to tell a really basic surface level story and just never goes into any detail. Just another watch nerd. Do you think you can get to Blackpool next July? Is this for Destination Trek? I did look into it. But the tickets, I don't think the tickets are on sale yet. Or I did try. to have a look, see how much there were. I might be able to get up to Blackpool, but I don't think I'll be able to afford to actually go. Yeah, we're not on the breadline, but we're suffering as well as anyone else. I know that Shatner's going to be there, I think, isn't he? Or was he there the last one? In all honesty, I don't know whether I can get there. I have very specific holiday entitlement and very specific times, so it might be something I can get to. It might not be. At this point, I just don't know. It'd be nice to go, for sure. Agreed that Discovery is a dumpster fire. I stopped watching season 2. Yeah, so did I. And then I went back to season 2. And that was painful because I had to finish season 2. I think season 2 was pretty much season 2 of Discovery, and season 1 of Picard was when I decided to start doing my channel, because I reviewed season 3 and 4 of Discovery, I think. People are coming home, by the way, now, so I may get interrupted, but I will stick around. Yeah, that massive chasm inside of the Discovery made no sense, but then again, not a lot makes sense in that show. May have to try watching it on LSD to see if that improves it. Yeah, it might do. It might do, or it might actually make you think. What was, it still make you think, what the hell's going on? HLB Coma, you have to hate watch it for fun. It's the only way, I suppose. I don't know. I don't really ever hate watch anything. I'm not a kind of person to watch something for the, that I hate or that I dislike just to say I hate it. I'm not that sort of person. I watched New Trek to obviously do the channel, do the videos, because I have fun doing those videos, and I enjoy doing those videos because those videos are fun. But I don't hate watch something. If I don't like it, I don't watch it. If I want to like something, I will always give it a go. Back before, again, I think I brought this up in a previous stream. I did The Last of Us 2 review where I said I'll never ever buy it. And I technically didn't buy it. I had a voucher and for about £10 on the PlayStation Network, and I ended up going, you know what? I think it's time. Let's purchase it. So I got given this voucher as a gift, and I decided to spend it because The Last of Us 2 was on sale, like for a tenner. I thought, oh, go on then. And I played it for about 2 hours, and I got to the bit that I really didn't like, and I was just like, I cannot do this. And I have gone on it 2 more times to really give it a chance, because I want to like it, because I want to play the game, and I want to experience the game mechanics and everything like that. But I just can't bring myself to like it, so I don't play it. I can't get my head around it. Tickets are fairly dear, yes. Garrick is going to be there. No issues if not conventions are expensive. I did have a voucher. I just seen that come up. I genuinely did have a PlayStation voucher, and I had nothing else to spend it on, so I bought it. And I wish I could give it back, to be fair. Yeah, tickets are expensive. Money is an issue. I don't have an awful lot of it. It'd be nice to get paid via YouTube for once in a while, but the conditions you have to meet are insane. You have to the amount of watch hours I need in order to get paid. I've been paid once in 2 years. It's absolutely nuts. But I do want to go to a convention. I do. It's been years since I've been to one. And I can't find my Connor Trinier picture. I think it fell down. But I've got a signed Connor Trinier picture. Sci-fi shipyards. It's because they've hired child activists straight out of university with no life experiences. Rises, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Cheap to hire, but absolutely clueless. Yeah. It's get what you paid for kind of situation, I suppose, isn't it, really? I had a voucher. Yes, it got taken away from the nerds and turned into a soap opera. Yeah, absolutely. And the TV shows suffer from this. Franchises do as well. Supernatural. Anyone here who has watched Supernatural? Now, I absolutely love Supernatural. I think it's a fantastic show. And its first 5 seasons were absolutely top-notch quality television. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was cool. It was, masculine. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then Sarah Gamble took over. And you could see it declining into this soap opera chick flick type thing. Because people, they started to sort of over-sexualize Sam and Dean. And it became a show less about the supernatural elements and more about Sam and Dean's feelings. And that is not what it was. This is why I refused... I watched a few episodes from a few of the later series all the way up to the final episode, and I could not get along with it because it was just not supernatural. It became a much different show. And the same with Star Trek. It's not the same type of stories that are being told in the same way. We have a super chat. Oh, mate, you shouldn't have done that. You have to be... Aww. £5 super chat to the convention fund. Oh, you guys, seriously, you got to stop. That's really very kind of you. I really appreciate it. I really do. That it moves me every time you do that, but you don't need to, appreciate it though. All the vouchers in the world couldn't make me watch Star Trek Discovery. Maybe your wife will believe that excuse. My wife believes every word I say. There's no eye rolling with my wife. At all. Honest. I'm lying. There's loads of eye rolling. Oh God. The Last of Us 2 featuring She-Man. Yeah. I'll tell you something. With regards to The Last of Us. The Last of Us 1 was superb. I absolutely adored. I loved the crap out of that game. Genuinely loved the crap out of the game. It's still one of my all-time favourite modern games. And they had something really special with the story, the way they told it, the graphics. It all came together to create a pretty solid experience. It's a little janky at times, but I don't mind that. As long as the narrative is great and the story is great, I loved it. The second game, Neil Druckmann, what he did to that game and to the franchise in general, I think he destroyed it. He absolutely tanked it, and he did it for really insincere reasons. There was no need to do what he did. You're going to kill Joel? Fine. We kind of expected that anyway. But you're going to bitch Joel? And you're going to have Gigantor do that to one of our characters. And then you play, all the manipulation that he carried out in that was just disgraceful. The entire experience was just a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Baby, I didn't buy that crap. I had a voucher. Well, to be fair, in my review, I said I'd never spend any of my money on it. I got gifted. It just goes to show that I do occasionally make very poor financial decisions. Oh, that super chat, mate, is awesome. Thank you. But you don't need to do that, really. It's always wonderful though. Super. Oh, come on, Cobra. Just That's tickled me. $10 oh sorry, €10 super chat from HLP Coma. This is basically a YouTube voucher too. Oh mate, you've killed me with that. That's absolutely hilarious. Thank you very much. YouTube voucher. Oh, I might spend it on the Last of Us 2 membership YouTube channel. I won't, honestly. I won't. Sorry, that's tickled me. Supernatural was great, and you should have stopped after season 5. And in my defense, I stopped after season 8 when it really started to decline. I'm currently going through Supernatural again, and I'm stopping at season 5. And I'm forgetting what happens at the end of season 5. Supernatural, the first 5 seasons, and yes, because it was written as a 5-season story. And then they just, after season 5, they just started bringing characters back and playing action figures with them and everything. It was terrible. Yeah, Twins, and exactly as I've just said, I finally aborted in the middle of season 8. Yeah, I did exactly the same, mate. Exactly the same. I don't know why I'm looking at the screen. I should be looking at the camera. It's because I can see myself on screen. I'm just thinking, who's that ugly fucker? Gigantor, laugh out loud. Well, it was. She was Gigantor, wasn't she? You know, muscle gain 3,000 in the middle of an apocalypse. That sort of apocalypse, she'd have to be in some serious weight gain for that. She'd be a twig. And I'm sorry, they wrote Joel completely wrong. Joel would never have given his name away to people he didn't trust. Come on, breaking character. It's ridiculous. Shipyards. Loads of references to all the extra add-ons that have been added over the years. Like the crew of the USS Righteous from the PC Borg have even a quick reference to Captain Shaw in Picard Season 3. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point. Abby was the final form of Kratos. Anyway, that's going to be true, is if she'd have beat him up with that and caved his head in with that golf club and turned to him and just gone, "How dare you! How dare you! Dare you! You robbed me of my father! How dare you!" I'm going to get in trouble now for taking the piss out of Greta Thunberg. Nope, you missed the first part of my chat. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Hold on a minute. Nope, you missed. Derp. First part of my chat. Where is it? Sci-fi shipyards. Oh my god. Loads of references. Where am I looking? Where am I looking? All the vouchers in the Welcome May We Watch STD. That's the last one I see. Then loads of references to all the extra add-ons. That's all I'm seeing. Derp. I can't see it. I can't see it. It's basically a YouTube voucher. That's hilarious. Yeah. And yeah, they've done exactly the same with Star Trek. They did. I asked if, oh my god, chat's appearing, disappearing. It's all over the place. It's nuts. You've done the same with Star Trek. I'm surprised actually that they didn't in Picard, that they didn't kill off Picard by caving his head in with a golf club. It's probably just you know, you can imagine. What was his name? Soji. Oh, I asked if you'd seen the Wolf 359 fan film by You know what? That popped up on my news feed today. It's just where I work. I have zero signal, so I can't watch stuff. I'll have to watch that. That popped up because the thumbnail had the Enterprise D type, Galaxy class ship without the saucer section. Is that right? I may be drawing a blank, but I may be drawing a blank, getting it wrong. I don't know. I will have a watch of that. Yeah, you just try and get rid of Jean-Luc Picard with a golf club. You can imagine it, actually, can't you? It's just like, he's just whacking around the head with a golf club. And he goes down and he goes... And every time she hits him with the golf club, he just sets out this... Are you dead yet? He's dead. That sort of thing. Anyway, stupid. Off topic, but what did you think of Oppenheimer? I haven't seen Oppenheimer. I want to watch Oppenheimer because it's Christopher Nolan, and I quite like Nolan's stuff. Some of it's a bit hit and miss. I haven't seen Tenet. I don't think I want to see Tenet. I haven't seen Tenet. Tenet yet. I don't want to really watch that because I've not heard great things about it. He can be hit and miss, but I've not seen Oppenheimer, and it's one that I really do want to watch. Mate, it's so good. Yeah, I will give that a watch. I mean, if I do get the chance, I'll do a video on it if I get the time. I want to do that Lower Decks video though, because I wasn't impressed with that at all. It covers 3 parts, all about before and during and after the Battle of Wolf 359. That sounds really interesting. Captures the feeling perfectly. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that. Sod that, I want to see you review Barbie with impressions. You got me in a silly mood. I'm in such a silly mood tonight. That really made me laugh. Sod it. Sod that. I want to see you review your review of Barbie with impressions. Barbie. I can't bring myself to watch it. I've got 2 daughters and I still can't bring myself to watch Barbie. I think the wife took them to see that. Not my cup of tea at all. Not my cup of tea. But yeah, I will definitely watch the Wolf 359 thing. Definitely. Can you feel the Kenergy? God. I think I do pretty well on this channel to endure mindless crap. Do I really want to sit through Barbie? Oh God, how much do you hate yourself, Dangerman? So I liked that Margot Robbie didn't understand what misandry was. I'm waiting for Star Trek to do a Barbie musical episode where the ship turns. Guys, I've got to get you on camera on stream. You're hilarious. We'd have a right laugh. Don't give them any ideas. Yeah. Imagine it. What would you say? How would it go? Barbie versus Star Trek. Space. Like, so totally the final frontier. These are the epically amazing voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its ongoing mission, like, totally to explore space. And the cutest high heels we got. No, I can't even go there. Sorry. The Star Trek writers, they don't get ideas. No, they don't. No creativity at all. Jess Bush Chapel is Aussie and blonde, so she could be Barbie. and Spock as Ken. Didn't he essentially just play a version of Ken when he lost his logic and became human? No. Didn't we have that in season 1 of TNG with that female-filled planet and Riker's dodgy outfit? I think they all wore dodgy outfits in that one. My God. The 80s were really weird with costume design. Especially the early seasons of The Next Generation, certainly season 1. I didn't like that uniform. They looked kind of like his t-shirt. They had the uniform with the stripes, with the stripe down here. I didn't like that. The collarless uniforms. I thought they looked awful. It looked like pajamas, not uniform. To boldly explore the boundaries of gender like no person before. Can't say where no man has gone before. Can't do that. It's sexist. Haven't seen Barbie, but I have to give props to the porno campaign. Oh, promo. I'm getting tired now. I'll read that again, shall I? I haven't seen Barbie, but I have to give props to the promo campaign. And Gosling, he sold the shit out of it. His interviews were great. Porno campaign. Oh, they almost wore dresses. Yeah, didn't they? In the first episode, they were wearing skirts. All the men were wearing skirts or something. It's like, well, why? God, I'm so glad they didn't stick with that. Imagine if you got Picard in a skirt. Riker wouldn't be doing the Riker maneuver with his leg on, would he? If there was skirts, he wouldn't be putting his leg on every console or mounting the chair. It'd be like a Scottish surprise every time he did. Oh, God. Wearing those long-sleeved uniforms would have been insufferable on hot planets. Yeah, absolutely. Nah, the porno campaign was good, though. To go where no Z0 has gone before. They had a man skirt in one of the TNG episodes. Yeah, I believe it was the pilot when they're about to separate the saucer and the crew are sort of walking through engineering. It's like man skirts. It just was not good. The Admiral's uniforms would have been a mankini. yeah, not the nicest thing to think about, but thanks for that. Oh my God. Oh, I was just picturing what it would be like nowadays. You know, just the whole of Next Generation with them all in skirts. And even the Worf in a skirt. God. And Klingons have two, so that would have been double the shock. Oh my God, what are two moist patches on my console answer? Oh God, danglies. And weren't, I mean, the chairs in the first season, the ones at the helm and the ops station, weren't they like this? They were like that, weren't they? How they didn't get really bad necks. This hurt my neck just doing this. They were like, you know, set a course. Oh yeah. And how, you know, they didn't fall asleep at their consoles like that. Riker would be in a skirt and the same kind of and some kind of simp Troy. Oh yeah, let's play the game, shall we? Because we've started the game. Let's play the game, a different kind of game to the one we've been playing. Let's come up with some conjecture about what Next Generation would be like if it was made today. Because this is good stuff so far. Star Turf, yeah. All you hear is slapping sounds every time Worf walked around. It'd be like those kids' toys with the two hands on the elastic band. You go, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, the Helm Loungers. So, Dangerman, if you were a Star Trek character, who were you? Like with Friends characters, but Star Trek-ish. Who would I be in Star Trek? You know, quite often I go into my imagination. Who would I be in Star Trek? And I think I do think about this. I wouldn't be anyone important. I don't think. I'd be like the you know, guy who sweeps the floors. I think with my level of talent. I don't know. What character would I think I'm most like? I think I'm a bit of an O'Brien-ish character. I'm not anywhere near as smart, but I relate a lot to O'Brien because he's just like so. How would you put it? Exasperated with things that happen and when things happen. I think, yeah, I'd definitely be an O'Brien of the Star Trek universe because I love the technology. I wouldn't be Command because I'd just be freaking hopeless at that. Yeah, we would have had a whole season of Star Trek Basic Instinct. Nice beaver. Worf's bat left swinging between his legs. That is my second most dangerous weapon, Captain. It's lethal. Oh my god, that yoga scene would have been much better though. Yeah, it would have been so much better. Are you streaming? Yes, I am. So the wife's just messaging me from downstairs. Councillor, do you have a trouble in a leg lock? I see you as some Scotty type in engineering. Yeah, I drink a lot less than Scotty though. I'm a family man. I don't drink. I do now and then, but I don't drink. Or you could be Deanna Troi. Yeah, but would I be Deanna Troi in the earlier episodes when she talked a little bit like this, Captain, with every single thing she said having a nice th at the end? Or would she, would I talk like she does in the later series where she doesn't have the little th at the end? I never understood that. It was like I have to finish every sentence with a th just to make sure people know I'm English. I don't get that. It was like it was so bizarre, the earlier Captain. O'Brien must suffer, and so must you, Dangerman, also. Yeah, I have to suffer. I have to suffer. Thankfully, not the way O'Brien does. That guy does not get any luck. I'm getting very dry mouthed. I'm going to have a Coca-Cola. Contract or no contract, I will not bow to any sponsor. That's going to fizz away underneath the microphone, so I'm not going to leave that there. I'd want to be Jellicoe, I suppose. Yeah. Love how Troy goes full Cockney every other sentence. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You just go full Cockney. She has a strong accent, yeah, she does. She really does. Oh, it's probably a bad idea to drink Coca-Cola this late at night. It's not that late, but O'Brien is a great fit. Yeah, yeah. I definitely see myself as an O'Brien, a tinkerer, a little tinkerer of things. A lot of people think Jellicoe was a douchebag, but he was a hard ass. There's a difference. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier in the stream. I have a lot of respect for Jellicoe as a captain because he was just come in and get shit done. You know, Picard in some ways was a leisure captain. He was a leisure boat captain. He was always diplomatic, and he just kind of sauntered through and expected the ship to be battle ready. Yeah, he was. I had nothing respect for Picard as a captain, but Jellicoe was like, "I'm going to be taking this ship into battle. Potentially, I want this ship as ready as it can be, and I don't care how many heads I have to bang together to make that happen." And that was really, really impressive. I liked that about him. A lot of people think Jelly... Oh, no, I've read that. You'd last as long as Tasha Yar. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? I wouldn't bang an android either. I'd last as long as Tasha Yar. Does that mean I get to come back as cameos? You know, as a Romulan cameo and a time travel episode as cameo. Let's not forget O'Brien was also a badass. Well, yeah, that's partly why I chose O'Brien. Because I'm a bit of a bad ass. You know, I'm just bad. I'd be that oddball dude from the bottom deck of Voyager. Just doing his working on his theories, yeah, in the basement of Voyager, watching the Delta Quadrant go by from his little window. Yeah, I keep imagining what I'd be if I was on Voyager. I'd just be a passenger at that point, you know. And would you really want to be on Voyager knowing that everything that happens? Let's see. Year of Hell. I wouldn't want to go through it, but then again, I wouldn't remember it afterwards. You know. They're going through the Delta Quadrant, they're dealing with the Borg, they're dealing with Species 8472, people are blown out airlocks all the time, Harry Kim dies, Harry Kim comes back. Tom Paris and Captain Janeway get turned into salamanders. You know, you've got to deal with the Kazon. The Kazon take over the ship, and then you're on a planet in basics. And I'd probably be the guy that gets eaten by the big lizard in the cave. I wouldn't make it back to Voyager. I'd definitely be a mess. I wouldn't be hiding on Voyager because the Kazon would find me, and Seska would pretty much just say, "Look, you are about as useless as a chocolate fire guard. I'm just going to have to kill you. Or I'll jettison you into space. Or beam you into space." You know, I would be... I just wouldn't want to be on Voyager. You've got nowhere to go. At least if you were in the Next Generation, you could transfer it off the Enterprise and go to Earth and enjoy it. In Voyager, what are you going to do? You're stuck on the ship. You know, there's no way off it. You can't follow it in a shuttlecraft. You are stuck on that ship and all the happenings. You know, you got macro viruses that infect the crew and take over the ship. You know, you've got the Devore Imperium to go through inspection. I'm not telepathic, so I'd be relatively safe. But I don't think I'd cope very well with people invading my ship every chance they got to inspect it. Seems you have a little bit of Jellicoe in you too. Sometimes it has gotten me into trouble quite a lot. When I don't put up with bullshit. People tend not to like me very much. I'm still not convinced Keiko actually loved O'Brien. I'm not convinced Keiko actually loved O'Brien. It did seem to come out of nowhere, didn't it? And... I don't know, yeah, I tend to agree there. There's not an awful lot of convincing behaviour on her part. At least you're not Lon Suda from Voyager. My God. I think he's got to be possibly one of... the Brad Dourif, isn't it? He's got to be possibly one of the best actors to play an absolute psycho. I've ever seen. He's brilliant, isn't he? Brilliant in it as playing Suda. I didn't buy him in Basics really playing like when he turns good essentially. I thought he was superb in that episode. He was so his eyes, they're so black and like black holes, and he plays it so well, I didn't think I just killed him, that sort of thing. Brilliant. Neelix, are you on a you don't like me very much, do you? Compare me to Neelix. Would I be Neelix? Chief Morale Officer? No, I don't think I'd be Neelix. No way. Keiko, the Yoko Ono of Star Trek, yeah? I'm going to agree. Yeah, but you get to see 7 of 9 in a silver jumpsuit. I'd have to wait nearly 4 years for it. I'd have to survive on the Basics planet where the crew gets stranded. I'd probably have to get destroyed a few times. Would it be worth it? Or do you think you'd be able to court 7 of 9 better than Harry Kim tried to? Yes, I'd want to be that jumpsuit. Want to be that jumpsuit. Neelix's cheese bacteria from the galley infected the gel packs on Voyager. You're not wrong. Neelix is a cheesy character. Sorry. Brad Dourif is such a good actor. Grima Wormtongue, Lon Suda, etc. Yeah. Yes, again, superb actor. Brilliant. Neelix's cheese bacteria is getting its own spin-off series. I preferred Kess to 7. Yes, but I don't prefer what happened to the actress. That was terrible, wasn't it? I had to take a break, so I'm 15 minutes behind now. But yes, the vid by JTFX Part 1 of the Battle of Wolfhanger was great. I will definitely check that out. Absolutely, 100% I will check that out. Definitely something I'll get around to it. Along with the 1,000 other things I've got to catch up with. The lull between series is usually a chance for me to just take a step away and have a rest, but I really want to get back into videos now. Not at all, just joking. You stepped over the line, sir. You called me Neelix. The annoying Talaxian. I suppose Neelix was the Jar Jar Binks of Voyager, if you think about it. There was one good Neelix episode, and I might get shot at Dawn for saying this as well, but there was one good Neelix episode, and that was Mortal Coil. I really enjoyed Mortal Coil in some ways, because he and that and Jetrel was really good as well. He was he did very well in that. And when he lost his temper, I thought it was really good. Sometimes he'd come off a little bit bratty with it, but yeah, I thought Jerry Ryan or Jess Bush? Jerry Ryan. Even now, Jerry Ryan. It's always going to be Jerry Ryan. Jess Bush, I mean, for a passing attraction, yeah, she's all right. But 709 got me through my later teenage years. Not in a filthy way. Twins and yeah. I always liked Kira Nerys when I was watching DS9 as a wee little boy. Kira was nice. Yeah, she was. I think I didn't like her. I don't know. She was all right. I preferred Dax. To be fair, Jadzia Dax, Ezri Dax too. As a male, I enjoyed seeing them on the screen. You can't enjoy that. How about Jeremy Ryan's boy? We're devolving now, people. We're devolving into salamanders. But Jess Bush can toss Klingons like frisbees. Yeah, but 7 of 9 can, you know, dance with you and break your back. That's what 7 of 9 can do. Toss Klingons like frisbees. Kapla! That's good. I like that. One of the best scenes was Tuvok dancing when Neelix left. Yeah, that was a little bit of a nice moment for him. It was a little bit. The Tuvok and Neelix relationship was always it fascinated me in some ways because he tolerates Neelix, but isn't it called Rise or the Rise or something where with the elevator that goes up into space? There was I thought there was a great episode with Neelix and Tuvok because Neelix just loses his shit and says, "Look, I've had enough of you. You're going to listen to me. You don't have any respect for me. The way you treat me is terrible." You know, and he takes charge. Again, another decent Neelix episode. Neelix wasn't a great character, but he did have moments. Tuvix, shoot me now. Jess Bush can toss. Nah, too easy. Nah, you see, I nearly went there. I nearly said, Jess Bush can toss, but no, I'm not going there. Tossing Klingons is a two-handed job. Yeah, we're devolving proper bad now into salamanders, I'm afraid. That's just disgusting. Oh, it's revolting. Oh, what a horrible sense of humour. Oh god, Tuvix, shoot me now. Tuvix. Tuvix. Janeway's decision at the end. What do you think about Janeway's decision at the end? I hated that decision. I thought that was just plain murder. Now, you think with all the transporter technology they've got and the fact that a transporter creates a duplicate of someone, you say, right, okay, so we'll have Tuvix, Tuvok and Neelix. We'll take the pattern, we'll copy the pattern, which you can do, we'll make Tuvix. And then we'll split the original pattern into two beings. Problem solved. Problem solved. You know. She murdered Tuvix. Yes, she did. Plain and simple. She murdered one life form to save two. Now you could need to the many that bitch, but it wasn't exactly a balanced decision, really, was it? It was heavily influenced by her friendships with other members of the crew. Tuvok, Neelix, and an orc could walk into a transporter. Alright, I've got to get out of here, folks. Thanks, Dangerman, for everyone for a very entertaining evening. Thank you, Shipyards, for being here. It's always great to be able to talk to my subscribers. I have no end of fun speaking to you guys. It's tremendous that you're here. So have a great one, and take care of yourself, Shipyards. Thanks for stopping by. It wasn't just Janeway's decision. It was the reaction. Yeah, I know where you're going to go with this. The reaction of the crew going along with it as he was begging to live. Yeah, I'm sorry, but someone would have objections to that. There would have been fucking mutiny on that ship. Absolute mutiny. They'd gotten to know and adjusted to this new situation, gotten to know this new person, this combination of the two characters, and they all just go along with it. They don't fight the cat. They practically mutiny every time she decides to go on a fucking suicide mission. but they won't stop and stop her and say, look what you're doing. You're about to murder someone. Where's Chakotay? Who's supposed to be her confidant, her guide, you know. My favourite funny Star Trek moment was when Tilly won a marathon. Yeah, and the athletic young Asian bloke didn't. Way to go, Tilly! Oh, that was some silly Tilly. Thumbs up from Shipyards. Thank you, mate. That was some true science fiction. Early Seska tried to mutiny. Yep. Only she didn't like Tuvix because he was annoying. Okay, so come on. Excluding Tuvok for a minute. You got Tuvix and Neelix. Which one would you want to keep? I'd sort of lean towards Tuvix myself, but see what you guys think. Tuvok, Tuvix, Neelix. Voyager was really up and down, wasn't it? Some great moments in Voyager and some really piss poor moments. Keep Tuvok. I didn't say Tuvok was an option. I said exclude Tuvok. If you could save Tuvok and just put him to one side, yeah, and you had a chance to, you had a choice between Tuvix and Neelix. Say that there was an incident in the transporter again, and they were unable to. They sort of got Tuvok out of there, but Tuvix still remains, and they can't. They've got to choose between Neelix's pattern or what's left of Tuvix. Which one would you choose? I'm not saying it would happen or how it would happen. Came in late to the party, enjoyed it, but gotta go. Thanks, Dangerman, great fun. Thanks, Paul. It's great to have you here, and thank you for comparing me to Neelix. That was awesome. You rock. Take care, mate. It's great to see you on here. Lots of Voyager fans, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, DS9 Voyager was my childhood, to be honest. Voyager was the worst pre-2005 Trek, and although very derivative and tired at times, just felt Voyager it limped home. Yeah, they limped from episode to episode at times, and it was just safe, and I didn't like the safe. Zell, crikey, 4.99 super chat, booze money. Bless you, thank you so much. You don't need to do that, but thank you. That's lovely. Voyager was a show that was stuck in third gear with a few high points. Never reached its full potential. Precisely. Never reached its full potential. It had so many places it could go, and the concept was fantastic in the first season, was it not? Thank you so much for that super chat. That's awesome. Yeah, it had so many great ideas and great concepts, and then it failed to execute them. I loved the fact that they got only 39 photon torpedoes and no way to replenish them when they're gone. Yet the Voyager fires more torpedoes than the Enterprise D did in its entire run. It's like they've got shuttlecraft as well, just infinite shuttlecraft. A shuttlecraft replicator. Just to replicate shuttlecraft all the time. What? They wasted so many decent concepts and ideas. And I think they handled the Borg okay, but then they just went overboard. Overborg. They went overborg. And just Borg everywhere. It was just Borg. Oh, it's the Borg again. Now we're going to pit Janeway against the fucking Borg Queen. And then we're going to make the final episode, let me guess, time travel episode again. Endgame was crap. It's a crap end to Voyager. Oh, let's get Janeway from the future to come back because 7 of 9 is going to die and she doesn't want half the crew to die and it takes 25 years to get home. So she goes back and changes the past, breaks the Prime Directive, the temporal Prime Directive again. Endgame was such a piss-poor episode, it pisses me off. A bad way to end it. And I'm not saying I would have liked the Sam Beckett ending, where they never got home. I wouldn't have liked that. I thought they should always get home. It would have been pretty brave of them. It'd be like the only brave thing that they ever did, not allowing Voyager to get home. But I think they made the right call for the show at the time, and I liked the fact that they got home. What I didn't like is the really false epilogue that we got at the beginning of the episode. You know what I'm talking about? The epilogue of this is the possible future that by the end of the episode never really happened because, you know, Voyager got home a lot sooner. But we didn't get an epilogue. I would have loved to see an epilogue episode. So they get home the episode before and we see an epilogue. And it just ends with the crew having a get-together after a year, for example, a reunion after a year. That would have been really nice. I think would have been much better than the episode that we got. Voyager shuttlecraft has crashed every 3 to 5 episodes. Yeah, I know. It's just you know, you see the size of the shuttle bay and the shuttle doesn't come out the ship. Where the hell are they hiding those shuttles? How does it get past the TSA? Where are they hiding him? And we didn't even see the Voyager crew on Earth seeing their families and friends again. Exactly, an epilogue. Thank you. Give us an epilogue. Give us something to quantify the meaning of the last 7 years. Give us something to allow us to close off and the series and appreciate the fact that they're home and see them, you know. Personally, I thought it would have been really good for them to do some flybys of places like Deep Space Nine, you know. And I had this thing where I thought, you know what, considering where the Dominion is and where the Bajoran wormhole is and the exit in the Gamma Quadrant, wouldn't it have made more sense for them to head straight for the Gamma Quadrant exit to the wormhole and have it timed so the you know, I suppose it wouldn't have worked chronologically, but they could have gotten there, and the Bajoran entrance, the Gamma Quadrant entrance to the Bajoran wormhole was sealed shut. Wouldn't that have been amazing? It's like, well, we've travelled this way for 4 years and we've gone through several sort of, you know, transport contradicts or whatever, and we got there but it's closed, and then they have to solve a mystery of why it's closed, what's happened, you know, what's on the other, you know, you know, what's happened with the Dominion. Is the Dominion still a problem, you know? And then you could there's loads of things you could have done with that, but instead they just said, oh, okay, yeah, 7 years, 7 seasons, let's just jump home. And we didn't even see it, you know. I felt that by 2001, when Voyager ended, the franchise needed a rest. Enterprise was good in parts, but also suffered from franchise fatigue. Yes, I sort of agree with that. It did, yeah. Star Trek had suffered from franchise fatigue. It had been around for a long time, but I don't think Enterprise killed it. I think Enterprise was very niche for its time, but Enterprise was improving vastly. Season 3 and Season 4 were superb seasons. honestly, I think Nemesis had Insurrection in Nemesis had a lot to do with Star Trek's downfall in the early 2000s. There was too much of it. Enterprise needed to stand on its own, and it was just starting to get up, and then they cancelled it, and it was horrible to see. I really hated that decision. I have more positive feelings towards Enterprise than Voyager, just my opinion. Yeah, I can agree with that. The final 2 seasons of Enterprise were very, very good. Voyager is much too safe. Enterprise was a bit rawer, a bit more visceral, I suppose. Chakotay and Janeway should have boofed the whole thing with Seven came out of nowhere. Yeah, exactly. Chakotay in 7 of 9. No, there's no hint of that at all in the earlier seasons. In fact, he warned Janeway to, you know, I don't think she should be part of the crew. What are you doing? I don't think that was a particularly good place to go. I honestly thought Seven and the Doctor were better matched than Seven and Chakotay. The Voyager ending was much like the whole show, a glimpse of greatness it could have been, but was unfulfilled. And never really took to Janeway in a way that I did all the other captains like Picard and Sisko. Sisko fast became one of my favourite captains. Plainly because you don't get more proof of being an absolute badass captain than punching Q in the face and having him never return. Picard just put up with his bullshit. Sisko just punched him and he never came back. It's brilliant. Ironically, the last season of Enterprise was the best in my opinion, apart from the finale. The finale was awful. Finale was just a vapid, poisonous love letter to the fans, wasn't it? It was awful. I've watched it. I watched it the first time it came out, and then I watched it the second time with the wife. We got through Enterprise, and she said that was shit. I said, yes, it was. Says that's why Terra Prime. Is it Terra Prime? Terra Prime. They were that speech at the end of Terra Prime was fantastic, and I thought that would have been an ideal place to leave it, and if you have the T'Pol and Tucker scene before that, you know, move that before that, and then have Archer's speech at the end. Perfect place to end it. Insurrection should have been a Dominion War movie. Quite possibly. It might have done a lot better. But they were in the middle of the Dominion War and they end up having to battle with the sonar. Who were quite ridiculous, really. Weren't they? Insurrection was terrible. Did you notice the CGI Enterprise was god-awful and the effects were so cheap? It was unbelievable. Yeah, at least Rick Berman apologised for the Enterprise finale. Yeah, exactly. He's got enough about him to know that he fucked up. They know they fucked up, and they've apologised to fans. Now, modern Star Trek doesn't do that. They don't apologise for anything. They say, "You're wrong. You're wrong. We're right. Stop it. Our thing is amazing. You're wrong." That's what they do. They always say, "You're wrong, I'm right." Stupid fans. Stupid people who like things. How dare you? I hate that. God, it does my head in. There's no self-awareness with these people, is there? None. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to rename this stream. I stopped playing the game a long time ago. I will play this game all the way through. We'll do it on stream. We'll do it together. I'll try and schedule it in better than I have. In all honesty, because it's so hard to schedule in a live stream and know when exactly you're going to have the free time to do it. I was lucky to have tonight. I love talking Star Trek with people. I really do. It keeps me going. So yeah. Has anybody got anything else for me? The stream's been going 2 hours and 39 minutes. I think my wife will want to come to bed shortly anyway, so I might actually call 5 minutes. I'll call 5 minutes before the end of the stream. How about that? 5 minutes. There are 5 minutes remaining. And we love talking Trek with you. Ah, that's just sweet of you, mate. Thank you. We love talking Trek with you as well. Brilliant. Then maybe I'll just start a new streaming series called Talking Trek. Talking Trek with Dangerman. Schedule it in, see if we can get some more people in. That'd be really cool. It's great having you guys here. Might do that. Find some time at the weekend. Talking Trek with Dangerman. I really hate the name Dangerman. I don't even know why I chose to go run with Dangerman. But I can't change it now because look, I got a sign. I've got a sign. And it glows in the dark. A good friend of mine did that. A little sign above my light switch. And yeah, I've got a mouse mat somewhere that says Dangerman on it as well. But I don't know, I can't really do anything with it now. It is my name. It is what I have become. How many more seasons of Strange New Worlds do you think we'll get? Left my ass off. I don't know. I was surprised that there's going to be a third, if I'm honest. I think the magic number seems to be 3 at the moment, doesn't it? So maybe we'll get one more. It'll fail and they'll just give up like they did with Discovery. But Dangerman like Danger Mouse. That's where it came from. Oh, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I used to love Danger Mouse. In fact, I think I've recently come across some family photos that I got from my late father. And I'm fairly certain I'm wearing a Danger Mouse t-shirt in that as well. But that would be awesome and a great laugh. Well, mate, to be fair, yeah, I think Talking Trek with Dangerman, that sounds absolutely ravenous to me. Don't know why I've got into that accent. I think it's because I watched Hot Fuzz recently. Right, my love, right you are. Great film. Hot Fuzz, quintessentially British in every which way. It's mine and my wife's favourite film, Hot Fuzz. It's absolutely hilarious. I'll be a Penfold. I'm beaming out. Thank you, Dangerman, and we are sending greetings to the milady. Oh, thank you very much for joining. Thank you for the super chat. That was absolutely wonderful of you. Again, people don't need to do that, but it's so nice to know that I have support. So thank you very much for joining. And you look after yourself, and I will be seeing you again at some point shortly. Next couple of days, maybe. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And we'll oh yeah, Dangerman, chatting Trek with Dangerman. That's got a nice ring to it. It's got a nice ring to it. And if I babble on enough, I might be able to cut it up and put it into YouTube videos. Sounds awesome to me. My dad was a copper. I've got to get out the accent. Sorry. My dad was a copper for 30 years, and I can tell you Hot Fuzz is very accurate. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard it's really accurate. And the bit where Simon Pegg says this is your most important item you could ever have as a police officer, and his notebook is absolutely bang on, because you note down everything. Because you need it, because it's evidence, and it's such a good film, so good. And I didn't appreciate it the first time I ever saw it, and I think I saw it in the cinema, because I was coming off the back of Shaun of the Dead, and I really loved Shaun of the Dead, and Hot Fuzz was so drastically different as a film, but similar in certain ways. I didn't take to it, And then I went back for a second viewing when I got it on DVD, and I absolutely loved it. I just fell in love with it. Right you are, my love. Your big bushy beard. I do love that film. And it's so tight as a script as well, and all the setups and payoffs, everything is paid off. There's no string left that's unraveled. Everything is tight. It's a tapestry, that film. It's an absolute tapestry. It's fantastic. Anyway, enough of me rambling. I'm going to be going now, and I shall be trying to do a live stream a little later on this weekend, perhaps. And I'll try and schedule it in on YouTube, now that I know how to do that. And we will have a chat about Star Trek, and hopefully I should be a bit more coherent and a little bit less hyper. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you very much for listening to me ramble for the last hour or so. And I will continue playing this game on stream, and hopefully I won't get sidetracked with conversation too much, and we'll try and get this game done. And hopefully I will see you next time. Until then, you look after yourselves, you look after one another. Take care. Good night, guys. Good night, Paul. Good night, Watch Nerd. Good night, Zell. Go kill things on Star Trek Online, which I did download, by the way. Before you go, I did download Star Trek Online. It's on the PS4 downstairs. It's just, I really got to get used to it again. So I might see you on there at some point in the future, if I get the time. But yes, take care, everybody. Love to you, loved ones, love to your families. Look after yourselves. See you later. Ta-ta.